Out on the street, people keep on asking me about my fight with the crazy judge, Robert Kern in Waller County, as we try to get some of the records unsealed in a divorce case involving one of NewQuest founders. But we're in a full-fledged constitutional battle with this guy who, in my opinion, should not be on the bench anymore. He is a visiting judge. Before I let my lawyer talk about all the other legal nonsense that's going on, I want to address this nonsense policy that Judge Kern put out, this media policy. Look, I know we can't bring a camera into the courtroom in Waller County, even though we should, but Judge Kern thinks he couldn't tell us that we can't be outside of the courthouse on their property, public property, you know, the property the taxpayers paid for, that we can't be on that property to ask him questions because he doesn't want to talk to us anymore, right? You've seen some of our exchanges. They don't go very well. Women have complained that you're not fair to them. Do you think that's the case here? You think you're fair? What Judge Kern did cannot stand. We have legally challenged it, but somebody's got to challenge this nonsense. It's time for Judge Carol Cheney to start answering questions. Why her? Well, Judge Carol Cheney is actually the elected county court at law judge. She was the one, because she had some conflict, she was the one that got Kern appointed to handle just a few cases, but interestingly, the divorce cases involving both of NewQuest's co-founders. We're talking about a pretty huge estate, $600 million. Why did you want to have your divorce in Waller County when you live in Harris County? So I have a message for Judge Cheney. Apparently she wants to run for re-election as a judge. And if that's true, fine. I've called her, she doesn't call me back, which, a lot of people don't call me back. But Judge Cheney today should tell Judge Kern it is a violation of the Constitution to deny the right of people to talk to a judge when he's outside of the courtroom. Nobody elected this guy, Judge Cheney. They elected you. Pick up the phone, call Judge Kern, and tell him to stop the nonsense. Okay, there's so much other legal filings. I will tell you that there's a big effort to find out who funded our investigation, okay? I told you last time that's not gonna happen. One of my main lawyers on this deal is Nick Kossel of the Kobos Law Firm. They're in the war with me, trying to do the right thing.
So we have a Zoom hearing, a remote hearing set for Monday afternoon on the motion to unseal records in the Sears-McLeod divorce case.
So, Zoom hearing. Do you think the judge just doesn't want us there in person? Maybe he doesn't want to be interviewed again?
I have a very strong suspicion that the judge does not want us around him, anywhere near him. We have requested that all the orders, transcripts of public hearings, the docket sheet, any pleadings be made public, that all court documents are by default public records. I think the court got a little lazy and said, it's easier to seal the whole thing. Everybody's agreed to this. Whenever an objection to that sealing order was raised by Dolce Fino, I think it's kind of come to bite them in the behind a little bit. This amended media policy, it's super vague. I think that the parts that aren't vague are overbroad. And so I think that it's constitutionally infringes the public's right to access public trials and court proceedings. So we filed an objection to that amended media policy.
Judge Kern said he would release the orders of the case, the orders that he has issued. That was a month ago. He still hasn't done it. And here's another thing that's totally illegal. There have been public hearings involving our fight, right? Our fight to get the public access as they should, okay? And people say, well, why do you want to get in the middle of that divorce case? It's really sort of besides the point. The divorce case is showing exactly what's wrong. We get so many complaints about family injustice and bias and bad court decisions. And watching Judge Kern, it is a, pardon my Brooklyn French, a shit show. It really is. Judge Kern should not be on the bench. We've asked the court reporter for the transcripts of those public hearings, which we're entitled to. Like, right, we're involved in the case now, right? You know that. We've asked for those transcripts so we can better prepare our arguments. The court reporter says, can't give it to you unless the judge orders them. Come on, Judge Kern. You know we're going to win this fight. And you know you can't hide from the media. And if you don't like dealing with the media or the public, then it's time to step down.